going to request Anu to come up. So we have Anu Sethi here. She's the head HR at FEV India Private Limited. She was with Volkswagen earlier. Anu Sethi is the head HR at FEV India. She's a business-oriented human resource leader with a focus and experience in hiring practices, organization design and development, leadership and coaching, and culture development. She's chiefly recognized by the industry for her work in diversity and inclusion, and of course always a joy because she's a very close friend as well. So I look forward to you to say something sharing.
Anu, as you start speaking, would it be a good idea that you share your Volkswagen story of how when Divyanshu came and what you faced there and how you overcame? I think that would be wonderful for everybody to get to know of that story.
Thank you both of you. You like listening to stories?
Yes.
I'm very good at that. I'll give you feedback later, like what he said during. So 2011, I joined Volkswagen, and I worked there for 7 years. And around about the same time, I met Divyanshu. And what I really, when I was at a seminar like this, my voice. Okay, thanks. So what really impressed me about him was his gentleness. And the next, I got to know that he was doing an emotional intelligence workshop, which also was a gift economy. So I participated. It was a 2-day program that I participated. I was touched, moved, and I said, I need to get him into the organization. That time I was a part of the academy. So I went back to my Indian boss and I told him that I want to get Divyanshu. So he said, yeah, call him. I said, I want to do a different program. And Volkswagen, automotive, more into thinking. So I wanted to create the heart element there, where they could just, start feeling. And I'll tell you in my future conversation what I meant by that. So when I introduced Divyanshu to my boss, he said, after he left, he said, are you crazy? And I said, yes, I am. So then he said, why do you want to get him? And he cannot see, and he used the familiar word, and he's blind. And then, do you think he's going to do the program? I said the thing that impressed me about him is about his competence, his capability to make a difference to me and the audience that were there at that time during the program. Anyways, so he said no. And I called him up, and the feedback that I received from Divyanshu after years, that he said that you were the first person who told me very candidly that they didn't take me in because I was blind. And I said, yeah, that is what it is. So, but I also promised him, I said, in this company, I'm going to be in a leadership role soon, and I will call you. And that's my promise to you. And he said, okay. Well, the journey remained with the company. And in 2013, I was then responsible for diversity, culture values, and they all came into my kitty. And in 2014, or rather, 14, is when I called Divyanshu. I said, you're going to do a program for my women. And you will be on the first day, you will do emotional intelligence in this company. And he said, okay, cool. So he did the program, and then he became a rock star, because after that, I was so happy because in the next 1.5 years, he did about 20 emotional intelligence program. According to me, IQ, EQ, and SQ are very important elements for a human and for a leader. So he had like -1, -2, -3 levels he had covered. So what I was actually doing in keeping future in mind, I wanted to have people with disability in my company. But what was important is to create empathy. sensitivity, which was missing. There was a lot of restlessness because I was responsible for change management also at that point in time. But by then, fundamentally, being a student of psychology, I knew that first I would work on the fundamentals of the company there. And I heard Pratima say about the familiarity. That's what I wanted to create. So first take them to EQ. And then I said, now I will do one more thing. So one of the evenings I asked Divyanshu to come home. And are you liking my story? Yes. Then it's all right. It's always to check, you know. So then I called him. I said, I need to now do something. I want to create people actually exhibiting empathy. What do you think we need to do? He said, the best idea is to do the treks. And then we started doing the treks. So, and now I was heading corporate HR, all those da-da-da. And then things were in my control. And then my women, so we made a group of women who mapped for the whole organization, 4,000 people. You know? So we had blue collar, white collar, people from different nationality, and so on and so forth, gender and so on and so forth. So they participated in this treks, and I am sure that about 20 treks is what happened. And believe you me, it did make a difference because people really could start resonating because they were also people with disability, usually impaired. Tanya was always a part of those treks. And there's so much of empathy, sensitivity in the company, and that's what I wanted. Parallelly, I started taking my leaders, sensitizing them to different organizations where mentally and physically disabled people were there. So, it was like doing these two elements, and third, I was putting in the strategy that we need to have at least, 5 people in the company who were, people with disability. So, like Sudhir said, we had interns coming in, we had people who were, so we had in the communication department 2 usually impaired girls who were with us for 6 months. So slowly we started making that change. Well, it just so happened that by the time I was doing that, I moved out because I had my own dreams in life. So that was my story from taking the company, and really everyone. So even my 2,000 blue collar people also were sensitized into the treks and different programs. My understanding is it's about working at the bottom, making them sensitized, creating empathy, but slowly taking from head to heart and then creating that alignment. Before I close this, I also want to say that while this was going on, I was growing as a person. I was learning a lot in this whole, journey, the way the company was moving. And I must say that I didn't really see whether we have still hired people with disability, but by then the leaders were already sensitized to getting, they were ready to get people with disability. So I feel very proud of this company that I worked with. Divyanshu played the major role. I must say this because he actually took me through all this to where the company is also today. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much.